The Oscar season just out of the way and everybody congratulating themselves, all backslapping. And of course, if you watch the Oscars, it's hard to pick out certain stars, isn't it? Particularly once they've had a brand new facelift in preparation of that wonderful ceremony. I kid you not. It was kind of like, who? Who? Didn't know anybody, did you? I thought the host, Jimmy Kimmel, did an excellent job, I have to say. Not an easy sort of presentation to get through. There's too much to learn. But I thought he held it together incredibly well. But what I wanted to know was this. It's interesting to note that cinema is in decline for the first time in many decades. In fact, since the 1970s, people are turning away from cinema in such a big way. A lot of people, though, say to me, well, the problem is now, you see, Neil, since the pandemic globally, everybody's used to streaming, doing their own thing, etc., as you can imagine. But I often believe that it's a bigger factor, and this is the reason I believe why cinema is in such rapid decline now. I wanted to share it with you so that you could let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, when you went back to the cinema in the golden age of the cinema, if you think about it, it was like stepping into a palatial palace, wasn't it? There you had this wonderful cinema, red plush, usherettes, a manager at the door, those colossal signs outside with huge cutouts of your favourite stars that you knew were going to be appearing in, whether it be your favourite Western, serial, say like, you know, Roy Rogers and Trigger, or indeed a massive movie like Marilyn Monroe, Lauren Bacall and Betty Grable, or even for the more newer audiences, Jaws, Saturday Night Fever, Grease, things like that. And then in the 80s, all those hunks like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Dolph Lundgren. You get the picture. Now you see, when you go to the cinema, it's kind of like, well, empty, isn't it? It's like an aircraft hangar. There's nobody to greet you. You over get charged for the food, the hot dogs. You have to scan yourself in. And have you noticed, and I don't know if it's the same over here as it is in your area of the world, but you go in one door and then you're chucked out at a side door. So you don't even have the glamour of walking outside the front door and looking exactly the way you came in. When you look at the golden age of cinema, people truly did make an effort. They dressed up, it was an event, there was a restaurant, you could sit there, meet friends, and as I say, look at the people. Now, when also you look at the bigger picture, is this: can you tell who actually works at these places anymore? If you look at the commissionaire on the door, he had brilliant epaulets on his shoulders, a wonderful cap, normally with the name of the cinema on, and a full length coat, stood there in all weathers, greeting his patrons. In today's society, you're something of a hindrance. You pay over the odds online, you print out or collect your own ticket via your phone, and then you're supposed to write online a glowing tribute about the movie that you've just seen. Now, major cinema chains over here in the United Kingdom are in dire straits, many on the brink of collapse, yet they have no idea why, even when the Oscars do so well with British stars, that they can't seem to find the reason why people aren't returning. They blame the decline on the huge blockbuster. I would suggest it's the whole experience. And when you think about it, in this 21st century world, you can buy your own big screen TV, have your own cinema room, provide your own free snacks, the ones you like, without paying over the odds. And is that the real reason why today, in today's society at least, cinema could be waving goodbye and bringing down the very final curtain, along with that infamous Compton organ, for the final time? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Do you still go to the cinema? Would you pay those prices? Can you afford it? Should you get a second mortgage if you fancy it? You know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.